Namaste, myself Adrian Gaurav from the Faculty of Physics and Diagnostics. Today, in the discipline of radiology, today we are going to discuss about the requirement of X-ray production and about the X-ray tube construction and other components of the X-ray. So this session is particularly important for the student that is in BSc second semester in the course General Radiation Physics second. So let me start about the requirement of X-ray production. The production of X-ray needs the following. Production of X-ray needs the following. First is the electron source like cathode and target to stop the electrons anode high voltage supply to accelerate electrons, the vacuum and tube insert and housing. These are the requirements to produce X-ray. So electron can be either by ionization, electron can be produced either by the ionization in gas or by thermionic emission. Thermionic emission is a principle in which cathode filament is heated and the electrons are emitted. Then it is called thermionic emission. And the ionization of gases, when the photon interacts with the gas, it ionizes the gases like H2 or any other gases and produce ions, ions, and that is the ionization of gases. Okay, so the electron source acts as a cathode and target acts as a anode. The high voltage is applied between cathode and anode. This voltage accelerates the electrons to a high velocity. High velocity, as a result, the electron will possess high kinetic energy when the electrons are stopped by the target. Electron kinetic energy is converted into X-ray energy. First, X-ray are produced. So this is the process. When high voltage is applied between the cathode and anode, it accelerates the electrons at a high velocity. As a result, the electron will possess high kinetic energy. When it stops, the electron stops at the target. The kinetic energy is converted into the X-ray energy of the X-ray output. A high vacuum is maintained between the cathode and anode. This is necessary. The high vacuum is necessary, necessary or required. First point, to avoid collision between the electrons and gas molecules. First one is. Second one is to avoid oxidation of the tungsten filament in the cathode. Oxidation of the tungsten filament in the cathode. The required vacuum is less than 10 to the power minus 5 mm Hg. So the high vacuum is required to avoid collision between the gases and the electrons, and to avoid oxidation of the tungsten filament in the cathode. Okay, these are the mainly requirement or अपन कह सकते हैं or main purpose of required high vacuum. The required vacuum is less than 10 to the minus 5 mm. The housing absorbs the X-rays emerging in undesired direction, and maintain the required vacuum. Third one is the act as the electrical insulator. Fourth one is the also contain a cooling system which removes the heat from the target. The equipment having all the have requirements is called the X-ray tube. The equipment having all the requirements that is discussed in earlier is called the X-ray tube. So X-ray tube is of two types: historical X-ray tube and modern X-ray tube. Historical X-ray tube, the gas X-ray tube is used as a historical X-ray tube, and now the modern activity is based on the Coolidge principle, so it is the Coolidge tube. So let me discuss about the historical activity of gas tube. In the beginning, gas filled tube were used to produce X-ray. Gas filled tube is produced as used to produce the X-ray. These tubes consist two electrodes called cathode and anode, kept in a sealed glass envelope at opposite ends. Cathode is in one end or anode is in other end. The cathode is an aluminum stem carrying a concave aluminum disc. The anode or target is a tungsten of platinum baked with copper. The radius of concavity of the cathode is such that its center of focus lies on the surface of the target. The face of the target makes an angle 45 degrees with the axis of cathode net. Okay, cathode net. A provision is made to evacuate the tube to differentiate degree of vacuum. Degree of vacuum, the tube vacuum must be always less than 0.001 mm of Hg. So the required vacuum is 0.001 mm Hg or less. In the gas tube, a small residue of air is always left. When a high potential is applied between the cathode and anode, the air inside the tube get ionized. When high voltage is applied between the electrode, the air inside the tube get ionized and electrons are produced. These electrons move at high speed toward the anode and produces an avalanche of electrons by collision with air molecules. Avalanche of electrons means the electron production is in high proportion. The positive ions left are attracted to the cathode and release many more electrons by its impact. When the electron stream strikes the target X-ray are emitted. The relation between the voltage applied to the minimum wavelength of X-ray emitted to the tube and minimum X-ray wavelength of X-ray emitted are given as the formula. Lambda minimum is equal to 12.4 by kbp. Okay, the wavelength is expressed in the tungsten. In angstrom unit, 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So, in this session, we discussed about the X-ray production in the gas tube and the properties of gas tube. Okay, the wavelength is expressed in angstrom unit. Defect of gas tube. So, what are the disadvantages or defect of the gas tube? The ionization potential of the gas depends upon the degree of evacuation of the tube. A tube with much residual gas will produce X-ray at a lower voltage. When gas is present, it's a large amount when X-ray are produced at a lower voltage. As the voltage increases beyond IP, ionizing potential, the tube current increases enormously. So this is the first disadvantage or the merits of the gas tube. Now we will discuss about the modern X-ray tube or stationary anode X-ray tube. In earlier period, gas tubes were used to produce X-ray, but these tubes suffered with disadvantage. Hence Coolidge proposed a prototype X-ray tube based on the thermionic emission principle. On the Coolidge tube, on the basis of Coolidge tube, several X-ray tubes have been designed. The stationary anode X-ray tube is one of the modern X-ray tubes in which the anode is stationary. The stationary anode X-ray tube consists of a cathode and an anode which are kept in a evacuated glass envelope, glass wall made up of Pyrex glass. The stationary anode X-ray tube consists of a cathode and an anode which are kept in a evacuated glass wall made up of Pyrex glass. The cathode consists of tungsten filament in a form of a coil placed in a shallow focusing cup. Shallow focusing cup, the filament is made up of tungsten wire about 0.2 mm in diameter that is coiled to form a vertical spiral about 0.2 cm in diameter and 1 cm in length. These are the dimensions of cathode filament. The filament is heated by passing an electrical current through it from a low voltage supply. The anode is made up of copper block in which a small tungsten plate is embedded. The tungsten is a square or rectangular shape or plate of 2 or 3 mm thick and dimension greater than 1 centimeter. The tungsten plate serves as a target. The target is positioned on line on focus principle. In order to increase the ratio of the actual focal area to the effective focal area, the anode angle is usually 15 to 20 degree. A high voltage supply is applied between the cathode and anode to accelerate the electron. So high voltage is required between the electrode to accelerate the electron. A vacuum of order of 10 to the power minus 5 mmHg is maintained in the tube. When the filament is heated, it emits electrons. The focusing cup made up of nickel produce an electrical field and focus the electron to the focal area. The focusing cup also protects the adjacent part of the tube wall from damage by electron bombardment. So the work of focusing cup are it provides electric field to focus the electron towards focal area and protect the glass or adjacent surface from the bombardment of the electron. If the anode is made positive with respect to the filament, these electrons will be attracted to the anode. This will constitute an electron current around the circuit in the anti-clockwise direction. The tube current is measured by the milliampere. So in this session we will discuss about the X-ray tube. There are two types of X-ray tubes. The historical X-ray tube is gas tube is also called a gas tube, and the modern X-ray tube, it is discovered by the Coolidge scientist. So it is named as a Coolidge tube. There are two types of modern X-ray tube: stationary and rotating anode X-ray tube. So these are different about the only about the anode. In the stationary X-ray tube, anode is fixed, and the rotating anode X-ray tube, the anode is rotating when the exposure is made done. Okay, so this session is over. I think you are satisfied with this session. If you have any queries, then put it in the comment box. I'll resolve it later. Thank you. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0. Thank you.